been? We've all been waiting. But second, just a little bit of housekeeping. Somebody found that really funny. What we're going to do is we're going to have a very quick chat on stage, and then it's over to you because you guys are just as involved in this as everyone on stage. So we're going to have some roving mics coming around. Get your hands high up in the air if you've got a question. Once you have asked your question, if you can get it back to our member of staff as quickly as possible, that lets us get on to the next person and we can keep this whole thing moving. Does that sound good? Yeah. Perfect. Well folks, this is going to be a good one because waiting in the wings we have the stars of Grand Theft Auto 5. So please welcome to the stage Ned, Luke, Sean Fontano, and Stephen.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Hey, y'all didn't make enough noise for us, man. Come on, man. We did a fucking iconic. Yeah. There we go. Grand Theft Auto 5. Come on, dog.
Hello, fucking Scotland.
That was really good, Ned.
So, I'm practicing my Scottish accent. It sucks pretty bad.
Keep practicing.
Yeah, it sucks really bad.
So first of all, thank you very much for taking the time to join us today. How have you been finding the convention so far?
Great. Lovely. I mean, like I always say, usually at the end, but we'll start at the beginning. It's thanks to all of you and all of the people that attend the con, all of the paying customers that gives us the opportunity to be here. So I always want to, show my gratitude and pay my respects to the reason why we're here. So how is it? It's pretty fucking cool to be in this position, but it's because of you people that we can even be in this position. So
yeah, you
that's
people.
How it's going. You not you. See, he can't even see me pointing at him. Looking down at his phone, watching YouTube or something. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. There
yeah,
you go.
everybody,
yeah,
everybody but him.
Pay attention.
Everybody but him. For sure. No, we say that all the time, and the fans are the game. If we don't have you guys, we don't have anything. So thanks a lot. Give yourselves a big round of applause for being here and bringing us in. We're having a great time. We love you, Scotland. And the best part is your food is actually good too. So that's awesome.
Now fuck that. Give Franklin a round of applause for being here.
Fuck Franklin.
Yeah. I love y'all too, man.
Love you, Franklin.
All right, enough with the love fest. Can we do some GTA 5 type shit?
Love you.
Well, I suppose you said backstage quite keen to just get straight into the audience. So, do you guys get the hands in the air? Any questions we have for the panel? Going right
hands in the air and wave.
Going right to the front here.
Don't fall down the stairs when you're coming down there.
I didn't realize that's where you were coming from.
Hey, and please speak up on the mic so we can hear you, please.
Yeah, especially me, because I'm a boomer and I'm deaf in one ear.
And that's true.
That is true.
And he wear a pamper.
Hi guys, it's amazing to see you again. My question is for Stephen. Why?
Yeah, give it up for me.
So in Grand Theft Auto 6 being in develop, why do you want to be like shot off the game? Why pick Trevor and deserves to die in Grand Theft Auto 6?
Oh no, I think I said I don't know. He deserves to die. No, it's just if there was a thing in 6, I thought because my character in 5 kills off someone from Johnny Lebitz. I don't know who that is. So when you first see Trevor is when I'm stomping the guy's head, and I just thought, cool. Not that it's not my production, it's not my show. I just said it would be cool to pass the torch if Trevor got killed off, passing the torch just like 4 was passed on to us by stomping his head in. That's what but it would be cool if like Trevor has a heart attack taking a shit or something like non-violent, or he's choking on a chicken bone
or a dick.
Or maybe Franklin can finally kill his ass for saying my N-word.
There you go.
Stomp his head in.
Thank you.
Got another hand up just right in front row here.
Hey Aberdeen, I'm glad you are here. Been a massive fan since day one. So I've got a two-part question, really. The first part is, if you're able to do anything with your character to change, what would you change?
Underwear. Didn't he always wear dirty underwear?
Yeah.
He said if we could change something about our character.
Yeah, something about your character. What would you change?
Man, I always felt like Franklin, I mean, he was a great character. Franklin was, to me, spot on. But I wanted Franklin to be a little more fucking crazy. Wow. Like how Lamar or Trevor was, you know. Because Franklin was pretty much the guy that he never got real, like, uptight. He was always in between these two dudes, like, calm down, man. You know, if we gonna do this shit, let's do it. You know, he never was just like just crazy, like how crazy Lamar was. So if I could change, I would wanted Franklin to be a little fucking just nutty, just crazy.
Because Sean is actually...
Yeah, I'm fucking retarded.
In real life, Sean is retarded. No, he's, like, going back to when we started filming this, Sean, I would say, was the real tough guy. Like, just from who he and how he came, where he came from the streets, like the real deal as a human. Ned and I are just actors that pretend to be tough. But the thing is that he was whatever. But so Sean was told, especially during the beginning of filming, Sean's natural instincts were to want to fight back, to fucking like what he's talking about. But he was told, no, that's not your role in the game. So that's what, you know, for him to be able to actually have more of that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about, what he just said.
I don't know. I don't know what I would change. I think I would change my family. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'd slap the shit out of Jizzle a little bit or something. I don't know. But I kind of like my character the way it was. I don't think I would change anything. I thought it was a great character, and
Definitely
I wouldn't change it.
about
Maybe
that
kill
character.
Trevor early on in the script. I don't know. That'd probably be it.
Are you okay if I come up and give you a gift? I've brought a gift from you from a company I've just opened. It's called Jack Snacks. We sell food on TikTok. I've brought you a couple of cookies if that's okay to give you.
Yeah.
Could you bring them to the table after this?
Yeah, not a problem.
Because I don't want to pass out on stage.
Jack.
They're not laced with anything, I promise you that.
He's been giving them out all day. I really hope they're not drugged.
Jack, I can afford to give out drugged ones. I'm pretty pipe, that doesn't happen.
Get off the microphone.
We've got another question up the back here. Hello? Hey, Sean! If you were at a restaurant, what would you order?
Where the fuck that come from?
Over here. Who the fuck is that?
The eccentric
Shit, I
one
got
fellow guy.
scared. I was like, God, is that you? If I had a restaurant, if I was at a restaurant, what would I order?
You drive through a restaurant, what would you order?
Give me 5 Big Macs,
Oh yeah!
4
number
fries,
sixes.
6 number 6s.
Oh yeah!
Nah,
2 number 9s,
2 number
a number 9 large,
and a
a number 6, 1 with dip, a number 7, 2 45s, 1 with cheese, and a large soda.
Yeah!
That was really good, Little Smoke.
Like, is that a song?
Hey, that's a good one, dog.
Hey, my guy. Alright. Is that the entire question? Pretty much,
It's kind of a play-along question.
I love your work, I appreciate it, man. Fair enough. We've got another one over here.
You returned to GTA Online for the Dr. Dre heist, and I was wondering, have you ever played the Dr. Dre heist yourself?
Where is that at?
Just on the aisle there.
Oh yeah, I played it. Yeah, man, and I enjoyed playing it. You know, I was happy when I got called in for that. You know what I'm saying? And then when they said Dr. Dre, and then DJ Pooh, and you know Jimmy Iovine and Slink, you know Lamar, I was like, oh shit, this is finna be the shit, man. Anderson .Paak. So you know, yeah, I played it. And I enjoyed it, man. You know, I didn't understand it at first, but then I was like, oh shit, I'm fucking finally, like, Franklin really made it, you know what I'm saying? But I was sad seeing Chop going out like that. You know, he was old and high, eating Lamar's weed and shit. And but I enjoyed it, man. I played it and I enjoyed it, man. Did you play it? Did you finish?
Yeah, how many of you guys out there did the contract? Yeah? All right, good. What about the mansions?
No.
Nice. Good. A lot of GT Online folk out there. That's good. That's good shit. That's fun.
Next.
I've got a wee lad down here.
The one from the gentleman in blue over there.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Paul McCartney. I'm Paul McCartney from Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Anyways, I'm really nervous because you three are like my idols. Okay, so my question is...
Then why are you dressed as Paul McCartney instead of like Trevor or something?
I went as Trevor last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna go to his band and I'm gonna show him.
Well, you should have come as Franklin this year. Go ahead.
Man! Look at me!
I'm trying not to.
Okay, can I ask my question now, please? Thank you. Okay, my question is kind of like a two-parter. What got you into acting, and what was your first ever role, like between the three of us?
Well, what got me into acting was I took a drama class in high school because that's where the girls were. I thought that would be kind of cool, you know, do that. And then I did a play in high school, Wizard of Oz. I was the Scarecrow. Yeah, and I had to do like a solo dance and stuff. And solo knows my rhythm. I got moves. So that got me into it. I just loved it. I fell in love with it. But I didn't do it until like 10 years after college because I was a pole vaulter. I was a pole vaulter in college, and I did that, and I kind of just didn't get into it until later. I just said, fuck this, I got to go to Hollywood, and I drove to Hollywood and did it. And that was kind of it. You know, it's what you got to have a passion for it, man. It's got to be your calling. You know, it's not something you just dive into like half-assed. You know, it's
Shit, I I dove dove in in it half half-ass.
No, you dove into it full-assed, but that was like you know, it's got to be your calling, I think. But that was my first thing.
Mine was with a good friend of mine named DJ Boo. He's like one of my best friends and stuff, and he's a writer and a director. And all his little movies that he did, The Wash, Three Strikes, and he's a writer and a consultant on San Andreas, you know, and he helped get me into the role of Franklin, GTA 5. He actually called me in for the interview, for the casting audition for that. So it was his movies that I just dove right in, you know, and he knew I wasn't like an actor to be like reading scripts and stuff, so he just gave me a role that was pretty much me, a motherfucker in prison. So it was it was easy for me to just be me, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have to read a whole script and get out of my stuff, so it was easy for me to fall into the character.
If you haven't seen the movie The Wash, you need to watch it, if for no other reason, just to see Solo in it, because it's pretty funny, man. He's great in that.
I was 260 pounds, 270.
Or so. It's called The Wash, though. Find it, rent it, play it.
Yeah, Sean.
Oh, wait, hold on. A package has been delivered to my front door.
How did you get into it?
Well, Sean,
It's GTA 6!
For many years, I thought it was my own brilliance until my mom corrected me as I was doing the podcast. I asked her about this incident where I basically played Betty Boop. I dressed in drag in elementary school, so that was when I was in maybe grade 3 or 4.
Amazing how things haven't changed.
Dressing in drag in my hometown, which was not, you know, the most progressive town. And I thought it was just me being super creative as a child. And my mother corrected me and said, no, Mrs. Prasso. No, my kindergarten teacher. So it was fucking kindergarten. It was in kindergarten, I dressed in drag as Betty Boop. But it was Mrs. Prasso. I don't know why she suggested I do this. But that was my first taste of performing. And then I've kind of done it ever since.
Next question.
I think the mic is over here somewhere. The gentleman in the red hat.
We also have,
When you ask these questions, stand up so we can see where you are. There you go.
Hey, so
we
you
got?
mentioned about actually liking the food when you're here. What's all three of yours like best thing you've eaten while here, or tried something new while you're here?
Oh, the food. The You know what? I had a pork chop last night that was like ridiculous. It was like the best pork chop I had.
Porky and choppy.
Yeah, it was good, man. It was, oh God, it was really good. I had one, Solid Snake had one, and Coach Bart over there from High School Musical, we all had pork chops. We're the pork chop boys. Yeah, the poke boys. It was good. So there you go.
Have you tried haggis?
Next question, somebody rescue us.
Haggis is really just about the spices. I'm fine. It's like if you got the good spices, you just kind of taste the spice.
I would agree with that.
Hey, real quick, what I gotta get used to when I'm coming, like to Scotland, to like these over the seas shows and stuff, man. Why do y'all eat pork and beans in the morning?
Yeah, baked beans in the morning.
Full
Good
English,
stuff.
baby.
I
English.
I gotta get used to that. You cutting gas all day long after that.
Yeah, yeah. We got to keep Steven away from that because you know, he's notorious. So no baked beans. He had those. I saw your plate yesterday morning. You had someone that explains a lot of stuff.
Beans on toast, yummy. Baked beans on
Next
toast.
question.
Next question.
Yeah, going right to the front here.
Did you have to be a part of GTA 5 or were you approached?
It was, you know, for me it was a normal audition where my agent called and said, hey, you have an audition for a video game. And I said, I'm not doing a video game. And she said, it's by Rockstar. I said, send me the material, you know? And then I went and auditioned for it. And then we had a call back. Steve and I had what we call an act off, where they brought back 2 Michaels and 2 Trevors. And then we, you know, worked with each one of them. And then Steven and I went in last. And for me, it was pretty clear that that was going to be the cast when we went audition. And I mean, Steven just chewed up the scenery. It was great. So that's how it worked for me. Just a regular audition. I was lucky I got booked.
That was the same for me. It was, actors, or it's like, well, not that you're applying for jobs at this point, hopefully, but you try for every
Maybe he's a
gig
child
audition.
star.
The same for me. It was just, you know, an audition. The same like they did, you know, through Rockstar. But they didn't tell us what the name was. They didn't tell me. I was told I was auditioning for a video game called Paradise.
Yeah, we auditioned for Rush.
And, you know, they never said Grand Theft Auto 5. You know what I'm saying? They just said it was for a video game called Paradise. Because Rockstar, man, they move like real stealthy. They gonna tell you everything. You know, you find out as you go. You know what I'm saying? But when I found out after
shadows.
About 6 months to 9 months that we were
For you,
working on, yeah, pretty much that we were working on Grand Theft Auto 5, man, I was like, oh shit. You know,
For Steven, it wasn't until it came out.
I'm still learning.
but it was pretty much through auditions and stuff. So, you know, if you get an audition, man, go to it. That's what I tell people that always ask me, how do I get into this? For me, it was just, I got, you know, the luck of just going to an audition. And I'm Franklin, man.
None of us were in a position to be approached, you know, in our careers. We weren't in a position in our career where they go, hey, we want you to do this. You know what I mean? We had to earn it. So, and that's basically how it is, you know, and it still is really in the acting world. That's kind of how it is. So, that's a good question, though, buddy. I like it. Next.
One up in the right
Hello.
here.
This one's for Stephen. Trevor or Simon, which one's winning in a fight? Or do you think they could even be brothers?
I'd probably say Trevor, because he seems a little more unhinged. So my vote would be Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor
twins.
fuck
Maybe they were
Simon.
Siamese twins.
Yeah, Trevor would destroy
Joined at the
Simon.
hips.
Hey, Trevor will beat the shit out of Simon.
Let's put it this way.
Simon.
Let's put it this way. Johnny Clevitz would have kicked Simon's ass, and you saw what Trevor did to him.
We've got another question. Cobra Kai, right down the front.
Sorry, he's a wee bit shy to ask. His question was for Sean. Is it true that you and CJ are both family in real life? And if you are, do you think they'll ever do a DLC online involving you and CJ, something together?
Yeah, we first cousins to be exact. That's really my bloodline, you know. But the second question, hell yeah, I would love to do a DLC with him, man. That would be
amazing.
Amazing. It would be huge. You know what I'm saying? But
How many people would play that DLC? That game with CJ and Franklin.
yeah, that would
Yeah.
be crazy. That would be crazy.
Oh my God.
But you know, that's in the hands of the company. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they're close by. If we yell loud enough, maybe it could happen.
And yeah, but definitely CJ would be pretty old though. I would have to push CJ around with his cane and shit, you know, because he would be pretty old in a DLC right now. He would be old. He would be in his 60s. He'd be old as you.
Man, that's an old fucker. CJ, a boomer.
Next question.
We've got one up on the right. Did it believe?
Out of all the original heists in GTA Online and Story Mode, what's your guys' favorites?
Online and story mode? Probably the big one.
Yeah, I'd say the big
The big one is, which is kind of why we do that picture at our thing, you know, 'cause the big one it's got the most action, you know. It was the most fun to shoot, I think, because we got to do a lot of that action, and then playing it, you know, it's ridiculous, you know, how crazy it is. But yeah, that's probably my most favorite. Although I like the Paleto base score a lot. That was fun too. The one where, you know, and the reason that was fun for me was because we had to wear these 25-pound sandbags on our ankles to emulate us coming out in the armored suits and everything. You try to run in those and do all that, and that was a real fun one to shoot, you know, until we dove in the train and Steve dove in and farted on us. But other than that, it was really good.
Hey, we've got a question in the second row there.
He's a methane actor, what can I say?
So when you are playing GTA, what radio station do you just listen to in the car?
I still stuck on West Coast classics, man.
Me too.
You know, you can't go wrong with that. Me being a dude from the West Coast, that's my station.
Yeah, I listen to it, but I kind of bounce around a little bit. I like West Coast classics a lot, and I also like, you know, the pop thing as well.
I like talk
Cara
radio.
Delevingne in there talking to, you know, and stuff. It's kind of cool. And then I listen to country shit too. I just kind of bounce around to whatever. Like if I'm playing as Trevor, I'm gonna turn on, you know, the country stuff. And then if I'm playing as Franklin, I go to West Coast classics. So I play as Michael.
I have a question.
Put on-
Does the character you play influence the music you get to choose, or is the music available for every character?
Dude, would you just fucking play the game?
No, but I thought that was
Just play the fucking game and find out.
No, but the way
every
you spoke,
time
it did
you want to know
sound.
stuff.
It did sound like, you know, maybe the Trevor character you get, you know, a certain music. I think that'd be cool.
Yes, you can
But
play
no-
Broadway pop if you want. If you're playing as Trevor.
No, but you can choose any music. I'm still learning about this game.
Play the game.
I literally didn't know there was a strip club until, where was it, a couple months
well,
ago?
until that little 8-year-old kid came in and said
Yeah.
he was hanging out there. Yeah.
After 12 years, I'm like, I
getting
didn't know there was a
pixelated
strip
lap
club.
dances from Cheetah and Fufu and Sapphire.
Vanilla Unicorn, is it called?
Yeah.
Vanilla-
No, it's
I
a
had
shoe
no
store.
idea.
No, it's
I'm
a
still
shoe store.
learning.
Parents,
I'm still
it's a
growing.
shoe store. They're going to buy Air Jordans. They're not going there for pixelated lap dances. No, they're not. It's a shoe store.
I think we've got another question up here, and then one down here.
Out of all three of you, what was your favourite part of the GTA 5 production?
What was your favourite part of the production?
Shit, just going to the set every day. That was like the best thing for me. Just getting picked up and the ride to the set. And once you get there, it's just a magical experience for you, you know, because you're hanging out with people that you just met. Like I met these guys on set, and you also meet the crew and the director and you just going through the experience of being in a mocap suit. You know, I never in my life thought I'd be wearing a motion capture suit and performing and working like that. So that was the best experience for me. I'm speaking for me, going to the set and filming. You know, I got to be a junkie for it, even though I couldn't get to the reading the scripts real good, like the acting part, but it was still going to the set, just being involved in that.
Yeah, I mean that I think for pretty much all of us is the answer to that question. You know, it's like, look, you work a job, right? Now this is a job that we're doing, but there's very few people that can go, you know, you wake up, you get out of bed and you go, oh, fuck man, I gotta go to work, you know? But we would get up and go, oh fuck man, I gotta go to work. This is gonna be great, because you never had a bad day on set. You know, the crew was a bunch of these young geniuses that, you know, that just did things that blew your mind every day, you know, and then all of the other actors that came in, you know, forget us, all the side actors, all the, you know, the Vicky Van Tassel and you know, who played my wife, and
best name ever, and her real name too.
Yeah, great name. And you know, Rob Bogue, who was Steve Haynes, Jonathan Walker, on down the line, you know, Slink, you know, Michael Maurer, who was, you know, Wade. All these guys, you know, they're just great actors, you know, and a lot of fun, and they just gave you so much to work with, and all of them were cool. You know, that was the thing. The great thing is that everybody on set was cool. There was never a bad day on set. You can't say that, you know, about a lot of stuff.
I always tell, generally ad nauseum, to people at the table, it's whatever, if it's school or a job or your family dinner, it's all about the people. Generally, that's what you remember, right? You're with cool people, things are good. If they're not cool people, things aren't as fun. So that was the blessing of this, is that you get to make friends, because everyone was wonderful, and like to this day we get to do this.
Yeah, I mean, we've been together
Very
15
cool.
years, 16 years now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You can't say that about us.
Yeah,
It's
so
awesome.
that's really very cool, very special, unique.
Next.
Great question. We've got one down here.
Would you trust Trevor to babysit your dog? If not, why not?
Hell no, he'd probably eat him. No, I would trust Trevor, man, because y'all look at the Trevor I look at, yeah, he's a nut, man, but if you also look at him, I think him and Chop would have got along real good. He would have had Chop doing some crazy shit, but Chop would have been meth, you know, had meth in his system and
Human stew.
And probably starving and crazy, but I think Trevor would have took care of Chop.
Yeah.
I don't think, did Trevor ever
Meet Chop, because he's with you. Did he? Someone said yes?
Oh yeah,
Who said
he
yes?
did. Yeah, he did.
In what circumstance? Like, what were they doing?
Hood life,
Oh,
man.
okay.
Hood life. When you went
Just
to
like hanging
to
out,
Vancouver.
and he was with Chop, and Trevor's there? Cool.
Yeah.
Duly noted.
I think Trevor and Chop shared the same poop spot outside, right?
Next.
That generally might be my favourite question of the weekend.
Hey, I see them raising their hands right here. Can we get the mic to them at least? They've been right here for a while. Right here in the front row.
We'll get that down there. I think someone has the mic over there. So we'll
All right, you
next
can go.
minute.
Who we got?
Get to them next.
Up here.
I have a question for all three of you. How much personal freedom do you have to put your own character into the characters you've played? Also, thanks for doing the photo since we missed our time slot.
So how much of your own kind of input and personal touch did you get to put into your characters?
Oh, okay. Well, you're welcome for the photo. For me, yeah. I mean, for Solo and me, it was kind of different because you know Solo's from Watts, California. He's from the hood and everything, and I'm like Southside Chicago, and I've never gone to the loo, and I've never called anybody mate. You know, and I know Solo's never called anybody mate, so we kind of had to learn a new language called English when we were doing this, you know, because there's a lot of Britishisms and everything. Because the writers are Scottish, you know, British and all that, and so we had a lot of freedom to make the characters our own, you know, which was great. You know, it felt really collaborative. So you were able to bring, you know, to the characters what you wanted to bring to him. You know, like I was able to bring me to Michael, or Michael to me, you know, and vice versa. So yeah, as far as from a creative standpoint, it's probably the most creative freedom I've ever had on any job that I've ever done. I think it was awesome. So yeah, I mean,
yeah, it's the same for me. You know, when you get the script and it coming from, you know, the writers, and they were writing mate and fag. I was like, me being from Los Angeles, I'm thinking you talking about, you know,
he's gonna go out and smoke a fag.
Yeah, gay activity, but I didn't know it was a cigarette.
That's a blowjob for
Yeah, I
the
didn't
kids that
know.
don't understand.
So
I gotta
Blowjob. Oral sex.
So when the other guy, Lamar, he started improvising a lot with the script and saying what he wanted to say. But he started saying what he wanted to say, and the director was like, "Yeah, that's who we're looking for, Solo. That's what we want." So I was like, "Oh, I can take mate out and take all this other stuff out." He was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, but we said like a lot of times in these things that for you it kind of made sense that Trevor would go to the loo, right? Because your mom was British.
Yeah, so I kind of got into language, and honestly, with any of it, with any character, it's about the words, and the words serve you, and the words give you the character. So when you know, certainly with Trevor's colorful language, his expressions, that sort of sets the stage for where you go, and all you have is yourself as an actor. You know, I'm not into you become someone else. You only got you. That's all you are. So you always bring you to a project because it's coming from you. If that makes sense. Blowjobs.
You were the character.
Next question.
There's just a few chuckles coming from this blowjob section. Everyone else is like, this is terrible.
Yeah, they're the blowjob crowd.
Can we
right
get our
here.
money back? Dude's talking about blowjob.
Especially the little dude here who's been hanging out at the Vanilla Unicorn and denying it. Yeah.
We've got the mic down the front here.
Hi, so my question's for Stephen Hawke, but not for GTA, but your character on Snowpiercer. With your character on Snowpiercer, it had a quite complex past due to events on the train. How exactly do you get into that frame of mind for thinking of a character with such a dark past?
It's sort of the same with every character. It starts with the words. So the words serve the story and then serve the character as to where it's going. So it's literally all there, if it's good writing. The better the writing, sort of easier the job as an actor, because you're just of service to the words, and that's the story. So for me, it's the words. And how do I get there? It's just repetition. First of all, because I got a thick head and it's tough for me to remember shit, but it's through repetition, a lot of that organically comes by going over stuff thousands of times. But yeah, the words. Thank you.
Next question.
I think we've got one over here.
Now, can you imagine your hair, because you have beautiful long hair, with the gentleman behind you, his beard? We would have a fucking beautiful combination. Look at you two. Delicious.
You could start a band.
Blowjobs!
Stand up, buddy. What's your question?
The question for all three of you. What favourite part in GTA? What's your favourite part in GTA? Like, three of you.
That we shot? Like favorite thing that we shot? For me, there's two cutscenes that I love, and I talk about this all the time. Bury the Hatchet with Steven, where we go reveal Brad in the grave. That to me was just really good cutscene, really good, thing. And then the one where I confess to Franklin that I'm working with the feds. And that one's really, really near and dear to me because I always say that is the day that Solo became an actor. Because when he came on set, he was a little bit, tight. He came from the hip hop world and he hadn't really done this. He's wearing a mocap suit and everything like that. But that day when we did that scene, it was like he was so there. You know what I mean? And just had evolved as an actor. It gave me everything that I needed to perform that scene. And when we finished it, the entire crew stood up and did a standing ovation, and it was amazing. I mean, that was, to me, was that was my favorite scene to do. So yeah, there's that, and it was all him, man. It was a very emotional scene, you know, and I got emotional with it and stuff, and it just, as an actor, you're getting fed by your scene partner like that. It's easy to eat, man. So that was my favorite.
We'll probably have time for just another couple of questions, so we'll come to Star-Lord down here.
Hi. What's your favorite line of dialect from each other's characters?
What?
What's your favorite line from each other?
What? That's what Franklin's, they always fucking saying, what? What?
Mine is, now I'm gonna go fuck yourself. I like that. That was an improvised line, and it was kind of an homage to my wife, who was a yoga teacher in real life, and so that was kind of that.
I get a lot of people when they come to the table, they always want me to write the I pick C. Ain't that a bitch?
It's a great line.
Yeah, that's a good
I
line.
had one today that I hadn't heard. There was a few lines today, because I don't remember any of them. But someone today, I don't know if they're here, was about, oh dear, I didn't even know about this. Trevor shoots a deer or something and says, oh dear, oh dear.
Yeah, you go.
And he said it's his dad's favorite line. Is that guy here?
Yeah, you go hunting. You go deer hunting with the dude out in the desert.
Yeah, I thought that was so great. So I want to take that now as my favorite line. If I can remember it next weekend in Toronto, I shall say my favorite. When someone like you gets up and says, I'm going to say, oh dear, it's my favorite line.
Really?
It's pretty
better
good.
than cunt.
Well, yeah, because cunt is, and I don't have my cunt socks on today, but if anyone was present yesterday, I did get asked if I had my cunt socks on, and I'd be like, that means I'm wearing socks 2 days in a row. Gross. So no, I'm not wearing my cunt socks. But yeah, it is my favorite word, and those were the first 4 lines I said in the game when I'm stomping that guy's head.
Close. Yeah.
So that was my first, but now I'm going to say, oh dear, oh dear.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Next.
Okay, we've got time for 2 more questions. We're going to come to this individual here because you've had your hand patiently up since the start of the panel. We'll then come to one more person, and unfortunately, if you didn't get a chance to ask your question, don't worry, you can of course meet them all over at their tables. So over here.
Hi, this is a quick question for all 3 of you. I know upon the end, the climax of the GTA 5, of course Franklin survives, but you have the option to either kill Trevor or kill Michael, or just carry on playing with the 3 of you surviving, the trio of you surviving. In your opinion, which one out of the 2 of you deserve to die most?
Trevor. For me, that's the only ending that made any sense. I mean, there's no way Franklin would kill Michael, because Michael took him under his wing and made him rich, and you know, all that kind of stuff. And Trevor's a liability. You don't know what he's going to do. I mean, just when he trips over the fence, he almost, you know, pulls a gun on him. You know, so why would you kill the guy that made you rich? The only thing that made sense was kill Franklin. Now I know everybody picks C because that's Death Wish and everybody keeps
Franklin,
playing,
what the fuck
I
you
mean,
mean,
kill Trevor. Trevor Franklin. I get you 2 mixed up. You're so similar. You know, but yeah, I picked A, man. When I played the game, first time I picked A.
Yeah, I did too.
Same.
But I also felt bad because of picking A, because when you look back at it, even though Trevor was a psychopath, but he just always fucking looked out. He always made sure nobody did nothing. Like when we were at doing a drug deal, and the guy was selling us some drywall, and he stopped it. Remember, he was like, "Wait a minute, let me check this out."
Right, but that's the conundrum with him. You know, you don't know. You know, it makes it a hard decision, which is why in a real life situation, that's what you would do. You either keep everybody alive or you would kill Trevor. You would never kill Michael, ever.
Yeah, but you would want to kill
because
Trevor.
then I wouldn't have the Mansions DLC.
Because he cussed my auntie out. Remember he did that?
Yeah,
I said go buy, what is it?
I said something nice, not something expensive. You gave me $7. What?
Who would you? Steven?
Trevor.
Do we have one more question just over here? Yes, sir. Make it a good one.
One of the things that many Grand Theft Auto fans would is like this Grand Theft Auto story. Do you think your characters would survive in a story?
Excuse me. Like, could we survive in Scotland, like in like Wallace times, or you know, in the Clan times, or like nowadays? Yeah, of course,
It
absolutely.
would be quite cold because I think being in hot desert weather.
Yeah,
I don't
we're
think,
from
I don't think
Canada
they
and
could
the
deal with
Midwest.
the climate. Thank you, though.
One last question from Solid Snake.
Hi guys, welcome to Scotland. It's great to see you all. I've got one question for you, for each of you. Have you guys got any projects ongoing right now you'd like to tell us about in your personal life? You know, because you've obviously been hammered with GTA 5 questions, so I'd like to hear from each of you what you've got going on.
Yeah, I'm remodeling my kitchen.
Is it beige?
No, beige. I think I'll paint the ceiling beige. Yeah, I've been recurring on a particular series, but it hasn't aired yet, so I can't talk about it because everything's under an NDA anymore, so you can't really talk about what you're doing. But yeah, that's what I've been doing, and just this stuff. And then also a spokesperson for ASUS, ROG, Republic of Gamers, gaming computers, for those who dare.
Oh shit, man! I'm just enjoying these Comic-Cons right now. I got something that I've been doing, but I can't talk about it at all. You know, pretty much everything when you're doing anything in entertainment is NDAs. You can't say shit, man. I wish I could tell you, but
yeah, it sucks.
I'm just living life, man. You know what I'm saying? Enjoying the cons and being a family man, a husband. You know, and that's like my top of the list thing right now, you know, and of course doing, like I said again, doing the cons, get to meeting the people that, you know, made Franklin who he is and turn Sean into this celebrity, you know what I'm saying? So that's about it with me. Steven?
Thank you, Sean. I've got, well, I know, I'm trying to think of, on Netflix, I think in the fall is a Unabomb. It's about the Unabomber. With Russell Crowe and Shailene Woodley, Alexander Ludwig.
Do an NDA on that?
No, because it's out there. Like it's coming out. And then I just finished a film that's an anthology film, but you never know when these things are going to come out. And I'm supposed to have my second poetry book out this year, which I've been working on, but I've just been honestly kind of just lazy. I've had the time, but I have this 5-volume poetry set that I'm picking away at to get that out, and a couple theater projects that I'm hoping to. We've got like a one-man theater show that's being shopped around to like theater festivals, not in Edinburgh, but in Istanbul, Paris, over in Europe. So I'm hoping in the fall, Tokyo. I'd love to fucking do that. God, if you're listening.
That's fantastic.
Thank you.
Fantastic questions, fantastic answers. Thank you everyone for all your questions. And finally, a big round of applause for your Grand Theft Auto panel!
Yeah.
Again, thank you all.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
None of this. Thank you.
We got about another hour and 15